California Schemes was a Saved by the Bell copycat show that reused a lot of sets, plots, and even actors. The show ran for about 5 seasons, and it drastically changed from season to season. At first, it's really clear that after that Zack Attack episode, they had a really bright idea by hiring actors who admittedly can actually play instruments and actually sing the songs and just make a show about that, which I don't know if it's really lazy or if it's really smart. It was the first in the line of a long run of Saved by the Bell, but what if with a twist kind of shows. Saved by the Bell, but a band. Saved by the Bell, but at a boarding school. Saved by the Bell again for some reason. Saved by the Bell, but a basketball team. Saved by the Bell, but late 90s, early 2000s interracial friendships. And Saved by the Bell, what if we were all related? Anyway, I thought it'd be a good idea to tickle the member berries a little bit and take a look back at some of these shows. The one that steals most blatantly is probably California Dreams. So let's take a look at Season 1, Episode 1. We start with Melody and Richard Garrison sitting at the kitchen table, reading the newspaper and enjoying coffee. Melody puts some old dusty muffins that she probably found outside on the kitchen table for her kids to eat for breakfast. Then we meet the first member of California Dreams and their daughter, Jenny Garrison. She's kind of rude. She grabs the paper from her father and then says this.
Oh no, it says here that more Americans are saving money.
Which is a problem for some reason, but she's sure to explain why she finds that a problem.
But don't you get it? If they save it, they don't spend it. And if they don't spend it, they're not gonna go to college. And then college teachers like Dad will be out of work, which means I'll be homeless.
I somehow feel like that entire joke was written just to explain what her father did for a living. We then meet Dennis, and he's basically just Dennis the Menace. He's only missing the overalls and the slingshot. He grabs the comic section, sits down, and when his dad tries to say that he was reading that, Dennis replies with this weird early 90s response.
Dad, I thought you wanted me to take an interest in reading. Oh well, I guess I'll just become a terrorist.
Wow. 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 And lastly, Matt Garrison, which I guess is supposed to be the Zach Morris of this series, but to be honest, he really doesn't have the charisma of Zach Morris. Also, when you're watching the series, unless California is located in Texas, I'm pretty sure this kid has never been near a beach in his life. And that's when his best friend enters, doing his best Kimmy Gibbler impression, and he's basically just like Screech and Zach if they had a baby. And then he basically tries to have sex with his best friend's sister on the kitchen table.
Hey, Jenny, what do you say you and I take a romantic little jaunt up the coast and find a cozy spot in the sand for two?
But honestly, I can't blame him, because look how she responds.
That sounds wonderful.
It does?
Oh, we spread out a little blanket.
Yeah.
You put your arm around me.
Uh-huh.
Our lips move closer.
Yeah.
And just as we're about to kiss, you wake up and remember that you're a lonely, disgusting slime ball. Toodles.
So I'm pretty sure he just came in his pants. And plus, your family's all around. God. But Sly adds to the creepiness by then saying this.
I love it when she talks rough.
Bro, why were the 90s so wild? Anyway, after that weird exchange, Sly says that they should go to Sharky's, which is basically just the Max. And his major reasoning is that...
Come on, Matt, let's go down to Sharky's. You know what they say, the early bird gets the babes.
Sure, why not? Anyway, Matt responds in his best California accent.
All right.
And with that, they mosey on down to Sharky's. Now at Sharky's, we first see two really hot girls. They walk right past Sly and Matt. They don't pay them any attention, even though that's the whole reason they went to Sharky's, because
You know what they say, the early bird gets the babes.
now Sly's trying to convince Matt to let him be his manager for the band. Matt's not really having it, but Sly tries to explain that all the best bands in the world have been ripped off by their managers, so it's probably best he gets a manager. We then get to meet Tony. He's the drummer of the band. He's the only black character in the show. You'll see why I brought that up later on. He's probably the closest to Slater on the show, even down to the point where there's an episode where he does ballet, and he also plays the drums like Slater did in Zack Attack. Now in season 1, I'm not going to say he's doing a Will Smith impression, but...
Hold that thought, huh? Excuse me, Vanessa. Now I'm gonna have to place you under citizen's arrest because your looks killer.
Tony, you're too much.
Oh, I love being me.
You know what, it's actually not that bad of an impression, but if you notice, like other shows that have one black character, there'll randomly be one other black character that pops up that you've never seen before, just to give them somebody to be interested in. Anyway, we then get to meet Tiffany. She's basically Kelly Kapowski, and it's kind of weird that Kelly Kapowski's actress's name was Tiffany Amber Thiessen, and this actress's name is Kelly Packard, so I wonder if they were trying to be cute. She walks into Sharky's dry as a bone, and Matt asks her,
What are you doing inside? The surf out there looked pretty gnarly.
It is. But every time I line up to catch a good wave, suddenly there's 20 guys around me. I don't get it. It's such a big ocean.
She walks in with bare feet, gives her surfboard a table for itself. I guess her character traits are supposed to be that she's stupid? I don't know. Now you might think with her being Kelly that her and Matt might hook up, but they don't, because Matt...
Oh, man. It's Randy Joe. She is so beautiful.
Of course the Texas boy would find a girl named Randy Joe. Anyway, this cougar's supposed to be 16 years old, and I don't mean anything bad by it. She's actually really, really beautiful, but it's clear she's not 16. They don't dress her like she's 16. She doesn't act like she's 16. She definitely doesn't walk like she's 16. And although this would be no problem for Zach Morris, for Matt...
Smooth, man. Very smooth. Very smooth.
We cut to band practice, and Jenny forgot she couldn't make it. The whole point for Randy Joe coming up and talking to Matt was that she wanted to hear the band play. Right away, Sly goes up and starts being real creepy. Matt, assuming she likes the boss, puts on his best Bruce Springsteen costume, and someone hits play on the boombox.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, I'm sure these guys are actually playing these instruments and actually singing the songs, but it's really weird that someone just hit play on a boombox inside of a garage and we get CD quality music out of these people. Anyway, the song's called Into the Tube. It's actually not that bad, and Randy Joe seems to like it because she has a proposition for them.
Listen, I'm having my Sweet 16 party at my parents' yacht club on Friday. Is there any way you guys can play?
Okay, let me know if I'm weird. Trust me, it's nothing sexual, but she's clearly not 16, right? Like, I'm not crazy. And before Matt agrees to anything, Sly proves why they actually need a manager.
You mean like a gig?
Yeah.
But they don't play for less than $250.
$250? Okay, I'll call you later.
Bye.
It's clear Matt wanted to do it for free, which kind of proves why you need a manager, especially if you have talent, so people don't take advantage of you. Anyway, Sly gets to spin Jenny around, the actor takes a quick look at her butt, and then Matt and Jenny go inside to go tell their mom the good news. Their mom, who's apparently on break from Amazon, is kind of excited to hear about the news, but she probably thought she was about to get robbed. Anyway, she says that they can use the money from the gig to help her pay for the dishes. But alas, the good feelings don't last too long because their dad comes in with some bad news.
Now, you've been kidding me for a long time, but I finally did it. There's no backing out now. I bought us tickets to the Grand Canyon. We fly out this Friday afternoon.
Friday?
Wait, so the pilot episode is just the plot to the Goofy movie? I mean, that's the plot to the Goofy movie, right? Like, to a T. And I love the Goofy movie, but the Goofy movie technically came out after this, so is the Goofy movie just the plot of the pilot of California Dreams? Back in the kitchen, the whole gang, and Dennis, for some reason, are trying to convince their mom to tell their dad that they can't go to the Grand Canyon this Friday, but she's not having it, any part of it, and she tells them they have to do it on their own. That's when Tiffany has a suggestion.
Well, Randy Joe liked us a lot. Maybe we should move a party to next weekend.
That's an
That is
idea.
a great idea.
No, it's a bad idea. A really, really bad idea. I can't believe they're co-signing this. If these were the Saved by the Bell kids, they would have 3 schemes in the back pocket ready to get them out of this. Matt says he's not going to call her because he has a date with her tonight. Apparently, he asked her out on a date off camera somehow. We don't get to actually see it. We do get to see after the date, where Jenny's asking Matt how it went, and if the room looks familiar, it's because it's clearly Zach Morris's room, which makes it really weird when he says stuff like this.
This is my room. That is the door to my room. Before you come into my room, you're supposed to knock on the door to my room.
Okay, buddy. Your room. Anyway, Dennis comes in for some reason, but he's not the only one that comes in. Then the mom comes in for some reason, and then the dad comes in for some reason, and he's got a book to the Grand Canyon. Matt realizes that after his date with Randy Joe that he has to tell his dad the truth.
The gig's this Friday night.
Well, how can it be this Friday night? We're gonna be at the Grand Canyon.
This is where we get the sitcom situation where a dad has to compromise with their kid, where in the real world the dad would just be like, you know what, we're going to the Grand Canyon, screw your band. Although he does do something far creepier.
Congratulations on the gig.
To be honest, the actor kind of sold it too well. He looks like he's gonna go kill himself. Probably because he's not gonna be able to get that money back for those 5 tickets to the Grand Canyon, which I'm gonna assume is probably expensive. Probably more than the $250 that Matt's making from this gig. Anyway, we cut back to Sharky's, and even though we just saw a scene where Matt was explaining to his dad that he can't go to the Grand Canyon, now we get a scene where he's explaining to his friends that he can't go to the show, which makes no sense at all. And also, remember before when I talked about Tony being black? I probably wouldn't mention it or say anything, but the show really wants you to know that he's black, and I guess they're really proud of casting a black character because we get this.
What would you do if it was your dad?
Are you kidding? When I tell that big, mean, gig wrecking, move this family out the ghetto to have a better life popsicle head, that I'm going to the Grand Canyon.
Along with saying really strange things like that, season 1 Tony pretty much exclusively wears green, purple, yellow, pretty much anything that Zach from the Power Rangers would wear. And I know I said that this was a Saved by the Bell ripoff show, and you're probably asking yourself, where's the school? There's not one scene in the school until the 2nd season. So it makes it kind of hard to gauge how old they're supposed to be. Especially when Sly says he's known them for 12 years. Sly, having a plan, says,
Just leave it to me.
that plan includes tricking an Indian family out of their tickets to the Grand Canyon. Now, I have questions. Why not just ask the Indian family to exchange their tickets? If it's an inconvenience for them, maybe give them a little surplus, some money, I don't know. If you notice, they're also at Sharky's. It's completely empty. They didn't have a lot of sets for the show. That's why it reminds me a lot of Saved by the Bell. We also get another joke that makes absolutely no sense.
We're gonna get arrested and deported.
If anybody can explain to me what that joke is supposed to mean, I'd greatly appreciate it. I guess just because they're an Indian family. We know they're directly from India because they say this.
I saw you last spring at the Gandhi Stadium in Calcutta. Even from the back row, you were most awesome, dude.
They're tricking the family and telling them that they're Van Halen. I'm not really familiar with Van Halen, but I don't think they have a Rastafarian drummer and 2 female guitarists. And the scheme is actually working. But Matt has a conscience and shows that he's actually different than Zach Morris. For whatever reason, he can't lie to this Indian family, and he has to come clean.
Quickly, snap pictures. We will sell them to the Inquirer.
Mr. Shahabadad starts taking pictures of Van Halen with his wig off, and all's well that ends well. They get the tickets, and they get to play the party. The party then once again tries to enforce that Randy Joe is 16. I'm not buying it. As I'm doing the voiceover right now, I'm actually just realizing how awesome Tiffany's outfit is, and that wasn't in the script. Randy Joe then introduces her friend to the California Dreams and insinuates that maybe she should hire them for her birthday party. We then get a pretty good Valley Girl accent.
I want it to be a bodacious shindig. So, it's gonna be on the beach? Like a surfing Sweet 16.
I'll take this one, bro. So, sweet thing, when's this beach blanket bingo Frankie and Annette happening?
I actually really like her portrayal. It's very cartoony, but the show's just a living cartoon anyway. And I have no idea what Tony was saying there. He talks like an old 50s black jazz musician or something. Matt also invited his mom, dad, and little brother to this 16-year-old girl's birthday party, which I'm pretty sure means that he's never gonna go out with her again. Someone screams out one more song and they get ready to play the theme song of the show, and it transitions into basically a music video. Yeah, season 1, at the end of each episode, they pretty much have a music video for each character. They drop it by season 2. They drop a lot of things by season 2. After the encore, there's a congratulatory huddle, and they officially make Sly their manager.
Glad to be a part of it, even if it is just as a friend.
Sly, we don't want you as our friend.
Huh? Why not?
Because we want you as our friend and our manager.
Really? You mean it?
Well, after all you did for us, we figured you kind of deserved it.
Yeah, but just don't screw up, Sylvester.
You got it!
As far as pilots go, it's actually not that bad, but I'd say season 1 and 2 struggle a bit. Season 3, they get into their stride, and that's because they can just steal plots from Saved by the Bell wholesale. But that was fun. I don't know if anyone's actually going to watch this. This is the first video I've actually ever made, ever, so I don't know. But that was fun. I don't have anything for you to subscribe or like. I don't have Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. I just wanted to make a video like this because I was searching for it and no one made one yet. Thanks for watching.